Hello, today I'm going to show you how I drew this picture of a superb fairy wren. I started off by airbrushing the background, and I don't have the video footage for that, unfortunately, but pretty much just used a stencil to get the leaf effect with the airbrush. I also used masking fluid to protect the white area that I was going to do with coloured pencil. So with the coloured pencil, I've just blocked in the black area along the face, and I've done a layer of helio reddish blue and middle phthalo blue. And I've blended that out, and then I've just gone over it with a little bit of my luminance white to put in some white highlights. And I'm just doing little tiny strokes to get the effect of feathers without worrying really about making them look like feathers. And then I've just blocked in this area and gone over it with a cold grey too, and that just gave a little bit of texture in on the black area rather than it being a full just straight black. I am using Spectrum Odorless Solvent to blend out the coloured pencil, and I'm just using a little tiny amount of that on the brush. I'm just continuing layering with the helio reddish blue in the middle, the phthalo blue, as well as the black. I haven't added too many blues in to the colours on this bird. I add a few more in later, but to start with, I'm just using the two blues and the black to get the picture the way I want it to look. And the white luminance pencil is really good for adding those tiny little highlights on to the blue where it's catching the light. And then going over the black with the cold grey too, again, to get those little tiny lines in the black area on the bird. Sketching in the colours on the tail now, using the white to highlight the edge of the feathers. Now, for this part, I've got an etching tool. I've seen other artists go over the artwork with the etching tool to keep the little white lines white. It didn't really work for me. I tried it. I obviously need to practice a bit more on that. I think when I blended out, the colour pencil ended up going into all the little etched lines that I'd done. So I'll definitely need to practice that technique a little bit more before doing it again. I just ended up covering over the whole area with cold grey 3 and 2 and a bit of black as well. And use the white luminance pencil to get the white lines that I wanted. You can still see the etched lines a little bit, but yeah, not quite the effect that I was thinking I'd get. I'm just sketching in the toes of the foot now. I'm just using black for that, and also a bit of Caput Mortuum. The reference photo I had for the feet didn't really show the feet very well, so a bit of that was guesswork to get the toes correct. Now to the log, I'm just sketching in the dark shadowed areas loosely with black, and then went over it with cold grey 3, and then a bit of sanguine and Caput Mortuum to get the brown colour. The reference photo had a lot of brown on the branch, but because I've got the background as that lovely blue-green teal colour, I wanted it more green on the branch, so I added a bit of earth green and light phthalo green and blended it all out, and then decided it still needed more, so I went and layered more green onto it. I also added a little bit of green onto the bird as well to get some of that background reflected on the feathers. And there I'm using the deep cobalt green in the shadowed areas just to make it even more green. I always find with the background you want to bring in the colours of the background into the subject And obviously here where the subject's standing on a branch, you want some of that colour to be shown, so it's not just in the background, you've got it throughout the whole piece. And if you're interested in an hour-long video, I have that over on my Patreon site, so check that out if you want to see it a lot slower and explained a lot better. It's a bit hard to explain everything in these short videos, but yeah, check out the Patreon site, see the longer video. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!